December 1770, Thursday 27th. Moderate breezes at west and northwest with fair weather. At 6 a.m. weighed and stood out to sea. At noon the island of Edam bore north by east, distant 3 miles. Friday 28th. Winds variable between the north and west. At 6 in the evening, anchored in 13 fathoms, Edam Island bearing east, distance 1½ miles. At daylight in the morning, weighed again, and kept plying to windward between Edam and Duffin's Island, but gained very little, owing to the variableness of the winds. Saturday 29th. In the PM, anchored in 12 fathoms water in the evening until daylight, when we got under sail with the wind at west-southwest, and stood out northwest for the Thousand Islands. Before noon the wind veered to northwest, and we endeavoured to turn through between Pulo Para and Wapping Island. Sunday 30th. After making a short trip to the northeast, we tacked and weathered Pulo Para and stood in for the main, having the wind at northwest, a fresh breeze. We fetched Man-Eater's Island, a small island laying under the main, midway between Batavia and Bantam, after making a trip to the northeast. And finding that we lost ground, we stood inshore again, and anchored in 13 fathoms, the above-mentioned island bearing southwest by west, distant 1 mile, and in one with Bantam Hill. At 7 a.m. weighed with the wind at west-southwest, and stood to the northwest, and weathered Wapping Island, having the current in our favour. Monday 31st. At 1 p.m. the wind veered to the northward. We tacked and stood to the westward, and weathered Pulo Baba. In the evening, anchored between this island and Bantam Bay, the island bearing north, distant 2 miles, and Bantam Point west. At 5 a.m. weighed with the wind at west by south, which afterwards proved variable. At noon, Bantam Point southwest half-west, distant 3 leagues. January 1771, Tuesday 1st. In the PM, stood over for the Sumatra shore, having the wind at south-southwest, a fresh breeze, and the current in our favour. But this last shifted and set to the eastward in the evening, and obliged us to anchor in 30 fathoms, under the islands which lay off Verican's Point, which point constitutes the narrowest part of the Straits of Sunda. Here we found the current set to the southwest the most part of the night. At 5 a.m. weighed with the wind at northwest, and stood to the southwest between the island Thwartthaway and Sumatra. The wind soon after coming to the westward, we stood over for the Java shore. At noon, the south point of Pepper Bay bore southwest by south, and Anger Point northeast half-east, distant 2 leagues. Tacked and stood to the northwest. Wednesday 2nd. First and middle parts fresh breezes at southwest, and fair the remainder, squally with rain. Plying to windward between Krakatoa and the Java shore, without gaining anything. Thursday 3rd. In the PM had it very squally, with heavy showers of rain. At 7:30, anchored in 19 fathoms, Krakatoa Island, south-west, distance 3 leagues. In the morning came to sail, having very squally variable weather. At noon, Krakatoa west 2 leagues. Friday, 4th. Most part of these 24 hours, squally rainy weather, winds variable between the north-northwest and south-southwest. At 5 p.m, anchored in 28 fathoms water, Krakatoa west distant 3 miles. Some time after, the wind veered to northwest, with which we got under sail, but the wind dying away, we advanced but little to the southwest before noon, at which time Prince's Island bore southwest, distant 8 or 9 leagues. Saturday, 5th. Had fresh breezes at southwest, with squally, rainy weather until the evening, when it cleared up and the wind veered to south and southeast, with which we stood to the southwest all night. In the morning, the wind veered to northeast, which was still in our favour. At noon, Prince's Island bore west half south, distant 3 leagues. Sunday, 6th. At 3 o'clock in the p.m, anchored under the south-east side of Prince's Island in 18 fathoms water, in order to recruit our wood and water, and to procure refreshment for the people, which are now in a much worse state of health than when we left Batavia. After coming to an anchor, I went on shore to look at the watering place, and to speak with the natives, some of whom were upon the beach. I found the watering place convenient, and the water to all appearance good, provided proper care is taken in the filling of it. The natives seemed inclined to supply us with turtle, fowls, etc., articles that I intended laying in as great a stock as possible for the benefit of the sick, and to suffer every one to purchase what they pleased for themselves, as I found these people as easy to traffic with as Europeans. In the morning, sent the gunner ashore with some hands to fill water, while others were employed putting the hold to rights, sending on shore empty casks, etc. Served turtle to the ship's company. Yesterday was the only salt meat day they have had since our arrival at Java, which is now near 4 months. Monday, 7th. From this day till Monday, 14th, we were employed wooding and watering, being frequently interrupted by heavy rains. Having now completed both, we hoisted in the longboat and made ready to put to sea, having on board a pretty good stock of refreshments, which we purchased of the natives, such as turtle, fowls, fish, 2 species of deer, one about as big as a small sheep, the other no bigger than a rabbit. Both sorts eat very well, but are only for present use, as they seldom lived above 24 hours in our possession. We likewise got fruit of several sorts, such as coconuts, plantains, limes, etc. The trade on our part was carried on chiefly with money, Spanish dollars. The natives set but little value upon anything else. Such of our people as had not this article traded with old shirts, etc., at a great disadvantage. Tuesday, 15th. Had variable light airs of wind, with which we could not get under sail until the morning, when we weighed with a light breeze at northeast, which was soon succeeded by a calm. Wednesday, 16th. Had it calm all p.m., which at 5 o'clock obliged us to anchor under the south point of Prince's Island, the said point bearing south-west by west, distance 2 miles. At 8 o'clock in the a.m., a light breeze sprung up at north, with which we weighed and stood out to sea. At noon, Java Head bore south-east by south, distance 2 leagues, and the west point of Prince's Island, north-northwest, distance 5 leagues. Latitude observed 6 degrees 45 minutes south. Java Head, from which I take my departure, lies in the latitude of 6 degrees 49 minutes south, and longitude 255 degrees 12 minutes west from the meridian of Greenwich, deduced from several astronomical observations made at Batavia by the Reverend Mr. Moore. Thursday 17th. Little wind and fair. At 6 p.m. Java Head bore east-northeast, distant 4 or 5 leagues. At 6 a.m. it bore north-northeast, 12 leagues. Wind northeast, course south 27 degrees 15 minutes west, distance 48 miles. Friday 18th. Light airs and calms with showers of rain, wind variable, course southwest half south, distance 30 miles. Saturday 19th. For the most part of these 24 hours had little wind and fair weather. Wind westerly, course south 3 degrees east, distance 53 miles. Sunday 20th. Light airs and calms, with some showers of rain. Saw 2 sail in the northwest quarter, standing to the southwest. One of them showed Dutch colours. Monday 21st. First part little wind, the remainder a gentle breeze. The 2 sail in sight. Tuesday 22nd. Little wind and fair weather. Wind southwesterly. Wednesday 23rd. Ditto weather. A swell from the southward, and which we have had ever since we left the Straits of Sunda. Course east-southerly, distance 18 miles.